Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. So, people who are people who are working for the less salary and working for the BPO sector, KPO sectors, and people who are working for the banking sector and for the less salary means this is a wonderful opportunities for them to get into data analytics, get into IT industry with beautiful salaries I'm talking about. You could be 2010 passed out, 25 passed out, doesn't matter. Age is not a important factor in the IT industry because IT industry is the private organization, private industry. Clear? Anybody can learn any skills. Anybody can get into IT industry. Less coding tools are available. Within 3 months, you can complete this course. You can eligible with the BA, BCom, BSc, any qualification, any background, you can get into data analytics. 3 months course you can complete, and you can compare our topic and our syllabus with our competitors, like you have an academy, or you take any company, even data analytics from uh, a lot of other institutions. You compare their cost and their syllabus and their teaching methodologies and their assignments, and you compare with our syllabus. Many people, paid 3 lakh, 4 lakh to Manipal Open University data analytics course. They paid huge amount to lot of institutions, and again they ended up with Go Online Trainings, saying that this is the best training for the data analytics for the less cost, and beautiful teaching and beautiful assignments from very very basic level to advanced level. Many people have joined the wrong institutions by taking the brand and everything, but they may have the brand, but the teaching wise, you know co- the cost, the cost and the price wise, we are inexpensive, and we are number one when you compare it to any other institution in India. I can challenge on this. Okay, so whether it is a SQL server, whether it is a data warehousing, whether it is a DAX or Power BI, everything we are going to be giving you very very good teaching, and you will get best material from us. That 100% I can assure you in that. Okay, guys. And today is the final demo, guys. And from tomorrow, you will get the paid meeting IDs. You need to make the payment and continue the batches from tomorrow. So now already we discussed, right? So how to deal with the different things. What is data analytics? What is the data science? I've given you a clear cut introduction, but I'll be talking about the data analytics and data science again and again throughout our classes. And data analytics means understanding the past, and data science means predict the future. Even though there is a big demand for the data science, but it is not so easy to understand. If you wanted to get into a job in the IT companies, then definitely you can look for data analytics with 3 months course with Bhaskar Jogi Go Online Trainings institution. We're going to be teaching you from very very basic level to advanced level. Recommend your friends and families to get into IT, because anyhow, because of data science, a lot of companies are going to automate their operations, and BPO and KPO sectors, you lose the job opportunities very soon. So get into IT and get this kind of a courses and be into the proper field. If you wanted to work with the data, if you want to work with the data analytics or the data science, we discussed that you need to have the data. So normally we are going to be using SQL to store the data, or the retrieve the data, and to process the data we may use different languages. So later I spoken about what is that so important is the size of the data is important, right? So every company will have a data, but the size of the data is important. So then we discussed about when you have small amount of data, you can use Excel. When you have a large means GBs of data, you can store the data in SQL and RDBMS. But when you have a terabytes of data, a normal SQL cannot be used. We have to use a tool called data warehousing softwares, and the tools And after that, if you have more than terabytes of data, that is petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, yottabyte of data, eulabyte of data, this data is called as unlimited data, big data, that even data warehousing and BA cannot handle it. We have to use one more software called Hadoop. Clear? Many people will be calling this as a big data Hadoop software, which can store the data. The same software also can process the data, can give you a lot of data analytics and everything. Clear, guys? So these are the technologies that the IT industry has today. You can store the data in Excel, perform data analytics or the data science, because data analytics, data science needs your data. The data may come from Excel, or the data may come from SQL, or the data may come from data warehousing, or the data may come from Hadoop. You can store the data in the Hadoop, and after that you can perform the data analytics or the data science by taking the data from the Hadoop. It doesn't matter where the data is available. So I told you simple example in yesterday's class, right? When you have, if you wanted to go to supermarket from your house or the home, it will be 1 or 2 kilometers. You can go by bike, or you can go by cycle or the walk. But I wanted to go to 300 miles, 300 kilometers. Can I go by a bike or the bike or the walk? No, 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 no. You have to use a car or bus or the train. When the distance is more, we are changing the tools. When the data is less Excel, when the data size is GBs, we are changing the tool. I wanted to go to US or Dubai. Can I go by car or the bus? No, 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 no. I have to use a flight. When the data is more, we have to change the tool to store the data, that is a data warehousing. So if the distance is more, we are using a flight. When the I wanted to go to Mars or the moon, can I use a flight and go? No, you have to use the rocket. So the tools have been used depends upon the distance. Now Hadoop can be used to store the large amount of data. End of the day, it could be your business data, social media data, any data it could be. You can store anywhere. It does not mean that bigger companies will have Hadoop, smaller companies will have Excel. It is not like that. Bill Gates cannot, use, rocket to come to office. So it is a usage. Elon Musk is not going to be using a rocket to come to office. It is depends upon the usage. If you wanted to go to Mars, then you may use rocket. But if you wanted to come to office, they will use either car or the bus or the train. It depends upon the usage, not the bigger company or smaller company. It is depends upon the what is the size of the data that the company has. Amazon may have a lot of date sales data of India that can be accommodated in the data warehousing. But entire world data, a single data warehouse cannot be implemented. They may use Hadoop system to store complete data because it can store unlimited data of Amazon company. But if they have small amount of Europe data, why should I go in for Hadoop? Because if I use a wrong tool, that is also costly. So instead of using all the data set, I may use a single country data. I can keep it here. I can analyze the data. Yeah, am I clear? So one question, what is the large hardware? So Vaibhav, as I told you, large hardware means I'm talking about. So I wanted to have at least, so data warehouse is going to be containing, uh, I have 8 GB of RAM, right? If you wanted to maintain the server, I wanted to have at least 100 GB of RAM, right? One processor cannot be used. I wanted to have multiple processors, okay? So for example, 1 terabyte of hard disk you can have in your laptop. I wanted to have 100 terabyte of hard disk, or 500 terabyte of hard disk, or 500 GB of RAM. So that is what I'm talking about. Large hardware means, so when you have your laptop, it is 1 terabyte or 4 GB, 8 GB of RAM. I can accommodate only 1 terabyte of data in your laptop or in my laptop. But I wanted to store, let us say, 60 terabytes of data of the company. So I would like to go in for the large hardware where you can accommodate. Every month I'm getting 500 GB of data. 12 months data will be, right, 6000 GB. Per year I can have 6 terabytes of data. 10 years of data I would like to store. Now what is the hardware that you wanted to procure? If you wanted to have this much of a data, if you want to store, what is the size of the hardware that you need to procure? Depends upon this calculation. You need to buy one hardware. Now you need to have, this is the capacity you need to have. the size of the hard disk, and more RAM, 8 GB, 10 GB will not work. So for this capacity, when you ask the hardware people, they may recommend you some 50 GB, 100 GB, 200 GB of RAM. So based on that, you have to buy it and implement a data warehousing for your company. Yeah, am I clear? Okay, guys. Now this is how you have to understand. Now we've spoken about lot of BA tools are available: SAP, BA, SAS, BA, OBA, MS, BA. Now I'm talking about these three tools. These are very, very costly, and many people are not been implementing them today because MSBI gave them much more tools today. Let us understand what is SSIS and what is SSAS and what is SSRS, why we need to perform not only reporting but also we need to perform ETL operations and everything. So that is the topic for today, right? So now let us understand a scenario. Uh, Let us talk about a company called Amazon. Amazon case study, I want to take it. Amazon has a lot of data, and Amazon company wanted to analyze their data and come up with a lot of decision makings. They wanted to do this exercise. But the question is that Amazon is doing the business all over the world. It is doing enterprise enterprise business all over the world, and not only one vertical. They have a lot of verticals: Amazon Prime, Amazon Cloud, Amazon Products, right? Amazon.com. Lot of business it is running. It has large amount of data all over the world. If you wanted to analyze the data got lot of challenges. Okay, the data got lot of challenges, within Amazon itself. What is the first issue? The first issue is that location of the data. The data may not be available in a single place. The data may be available. Some of the data is there in the US, some of the data is there in the UK and India, some of the data is in Dubai and Africa, because all over the world they run the business. They have the data all over the world. And what about the IT environments they are using it? All the data may not be available in single, environment. Some of the data is available in .NET, Java, or some of the applications where Android being used, iOS being used, okay, to store their data, or they may have some data in SAP, or sometimes they may storing the data in Excel, or blah blah blah, or the flat file and a notepad. Flat file means notepads. All the data, we are talking about single company's data, but the single company is not going to store all the data in a single place because they're running the business all over the world. Some of the data is in India, maybe, so it is available in the data center. They have different servers, different places, and all the data maybe they're in the files, and they maybe they're in the different computers. The environments in which the data is available is different. The next one, the size of the data, right? The size may not be equal everywhere. So you may have a large amount of, large data size, maybe petabyte, zettabyte. So this kind of a data that is there in US and UK, maybe in India, but not, very big data. Maybe they're getting medium size data, maybe 100 GB, 200 GB of data every month. Very small amount of data from Middle East countries, or to Africa countries. Very small amount of data they will be getting from some other places, like some other countries, right? So they may be getting GBs of data, terabytes of data, petabyte of data. We cannot control what is the size of the data that they maintain, they may have. This is also one more issue you need to understand. The next issue is accuracy of the data. This will play very important role. Why? Because if the data is not accurate, okay, if you have high accurate data, then I can use it as it is, right? But if it is having medium accuracy, it is having some kind of a duplicated data or misspelled data, or it is having a lot of low accuracy. The data is not, very cleaned data. It is having bad data, good data mixed together. What do you mean by bad data? It may be having a lot of, unnecessary fields. or the fields are, the columns are, having blank values, or instead of male and female, you have some wrong entries over there, or you have some, duplicated data, you have a blank value, you have misspelled data is also available in some of the places. Now all this data comes under accuracy, comes under bad data, low accuracy. If the data is not so correct, if the data is not so correct, so what will happen? So whatever goes in is wrong, comes out will be wrong, right? If you think negatively, you will behave negatively, right? If you think positively, then only you think positively. Whenever we are saying the data is maybe high accuracy, if the data is coming from Java .NET application, if the data is stored in Excel or the flat file means a notepad I'm talking about. Okay. When the data is available in notepad, you don't know the data is correct or not. The other day, I got some data in Excel sheet. Okay. The problem, nobody knows. There is a sale date is there. There is sale date is there. So sale date normally we have, let us say 20 April 2023. So this is one correct date I have it, right? But in the next column, there is a date I got it like this. Now, this is the date I got it. So next sales is happening on the 1st of the May. Do you know there is a problem in one of the dates here? So can you tell me what is the problem in these dates? I'm giving you some date. So is there any problem in this date? Anybody can guess what is the problem in this date? So nobody knows that. We don't have 31st in the April month. When you open your calendar and go back to the April month, April ends with 30. Have you seen this? April ends with 30. First is going to be the next day. May 1st is, Monday. So you don't know that there is a mistake. You don't know that there's a mistake, but somebody is giving this kind of a data. Then the sales is also happen manually. When you type it, you will be able to get this kind of an issues. This kind of a data has to be filtered. This kind of a simple example I gave you. Nobody thinks that it is a valid date. Nobody thinks that everybody thinks that it is a valid date, but nobody thinks that it is an invalid date. So how do you take care about this kind of an issues? This is one simple example I have, yeah, find and replace you can do when you identify it, right? After that, when somebody gives you data, how do you clean the data? That is later. Okay, how do we clean the data? So that we can later. But for first is that if somebody gives you bad data, how do you how do you know that it is bad data or not? Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. You have to clean the data, right? So whatever you're saying is correct. So if we have some kind of a bad data, so that you cannot use it as it is. You have to do some kind of a find and replace, or you have to convert the data, or you wanted to remove the data, you do something. Okay, so that has to be done. So it cannot be that whatever be the data that is there, that is ready to use data. Clear? So there is a point that is going to come now. The data the customers are going to be giving, they're going to be giving from different countries, different files and the environments from the different servers, different size data you will be able to get it, and a different accuracy of data also will be there. So as wife have said, you need to clean the data, replace the data, right? You have to clean the data, replace the data, then you will be able to use the data, right? So not only this, a lot of other concerns are going to be there. So data got a lot of challenges. Now how do you overcome and centralize this data? Because all this data belong to single company called Amazon.com. Now what you have to do, if you wanted to analyze the data, take the decision making, so you have to get the data from different places. All the data belong to a single company called Amazon data. I can integrate all this data. I can combine all this data. So this is a server. This is the computer, maybe in India. So what is the computer they're using? A .NET server. I'm using one more data in US. It may be SAP server where all the sales data is going to, or it may be a Java application. When you open Amazon.com or Amazon.in, it may be a .NET application, Java application. Using that, you will be able to get the data. Now in Dubai, the company is going to use Excel sheet. So Dubai, there is a call center. The call center people are using the data from this Excel, right? You may have some more data coming from Africa. Okay, the data may be available in the flat file. Flat file means notepad. So what you need to do, you have to get the data from here. You have to get the data from here. You have to get the data from here. And this data is called as a Amazon data. And this is what is called as OLTP data. I need to talk about this one. Very, very important interview question. What is OLTP data? I will talk about it. Okay. So we have to bring all the data from different sources because all the data of Amazon is storing in different places. I have to get this data with the help of one more application, one more software. The software is called as ETL software. We are going to be using SSIS is the ETL software. What is ETL stand for? ETL stands for extracting the data, transform the data, then load the data. This is the ETL means. I wanted to get the data from here. Transform means change the data or clean the data if required. అర్థమవుతుందా? I wanted to change the data, clean the data if required. If there is no need of a cleaning or the changing, you can dump the data as it is. So, but where should I load the data? Extracting means what? Extracting means reading from the source. What is extracting means? Read the reading from the source. What is reading? Reading the data. Reading the data from the source is called as extracting. That is what is called reading. What is loading? Loading means writing the data into the destination. You need to store the data somewhere, right? Writing the data into the destination. So all this data will be taken and it has to store in a computer, right? So which computer I have to use? I have to use one more computer. The computer is called as staging computer or a staging server. Staging server or a computer. Staging means temporary. Remember, staging means temporary. This computer or this server will be installed with the SQL or you can say RDBMS or database management system. So it can be Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata, any RDBMS software you can install in this machine and to accommodate all the data. You need to know what is the size of the data here. If the total size is 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte or 10 terabyte, you have to have that much of a capacity of the hardware. Talk to the hardware guys and get the that much of a capacity of the hardware and store all the data in this. So you will create a lot of tables. All the data we are going to be storing in this staging server. Staging means temporary. So what you do in this, you may store the data and you also clean the data here. We are going to be doing data cleansing activity once again here, once more time. You may do the activity here. Some of the activity can be done here. Lot of other activities also we are going to be doing data cleansing. You may remove duplicated data, okay, or you may correct misspelled data. Okay, you may correct misspelled data or you may fill in the blank values. If you have a blank null value, blank values that you need to fill in. So lot of things you will be able to do, or you wanted to convert some data, or you wanted to split some data, or you wanted to merge some data, blah, blah, blah. Lot of activities that you can do it. Clear? You go to the shop and I'll give you one simple example. You go to the shop, okay? Shop number one, You go and buy some vegetable. This is shop number one. Buy some vegetable, tomato, potato. You go to the shop number two, buy some chicken, egg. You go to shop number three, buy some, some more, vegetables. Blah blah blah. You will be able to go and pick the vegetables, fruits, and everything. All of them, you may be, checking and throwing a lot of bad vegetables, taking the correct vegetables only. But it is not guaranteed that the cleaning is over yet. So what you do? All the vegetables, you will take the correct vegetables from the shop. All of them you are going to be keeping in your carry bag. Carry bag is a temporary storage where all vegetables can go. Staging means this is your carry bag. Okay, now you tell me, is it having cleaned vegetables? May not be, because at the time of loading the data you may clean, but it is not that you clean 100%, but it's 100, you will be able to get some vegetables. This is your carry bag. All the vegetables are going to be there for temporary. After coming home, what you do? You open the bag, again you do once more cleaning. All the leafy vegetables, you soak them in the salty water. Potato also, you check them, and if the half potato is gone, you cut half of the potato. And some leaves are bad, you cut half of the leaves and throw them out. And some vegetables, you soak them, put them, clean them. Lot of circus are going to be doing. So that is what is called cleaning completely, right? You go to the shop at the time of picking the vegetables. This is shop number one, shop number two, shop number three. And staging server is a carry bag. Your bag, all the items are going to be dumping. And after coming home, you open this bag, you clean them once again. Clear? So after that, what you do? After the cleaned data, so you take this data from here. Again, you're going to be using ETL operations. Again, you're going to be using ETL operations once again. You get the data from here, and with the help of SSIS, you take all the cleaned vegetables, cleaned data. Where will you be storing? All the cleaned vegetables are going to go to refrigerator. So this is your refrigerator, and this is what is called our data warehouse. Clear? So all the vegetables will be going to the refrigerator. So now this is what is called your data warehouse. So data warehouse is going to be created with the large hardware. Large mean depends upon the what is the size of the data that you want to accommodate for next 10-20 years. You need to calculate the size, and you need to buy one hardware, install a SQL software there. Clear? So you need to have, so depends upon usage. For example, I am running a family at 4 to 5 people. I wanted to have 250 liters of, fridge, but I wanted to maintain a restaurant. So based on your sales and everything, you'll be buying the refrigerator for the restaurant, 1,000 liter, 2,000 liter. Or if you wanted to store large amount of, vegetables and fruits, if you're maintaining the bigger godown, you may be having a cold storage. So how big it is depends upon the usage. What is the size of the hardware? It depends upon the what is the usage, how much of data I want to store. So what is the size of the data the company has? Depends upon that we are going to be preparing the data warehousing size. At least I would like to store 10-15 years of data in this. So I need to accommodate every month I'm going to be bringing this much of a data. Now, over the period, what is the data? If I'm bringing every month 500 GB of data, right? Every month I'm getting 500 GB of data into 12 months, it will become, how much it will be? 6,000 GB. Okay. But over and over, this sales may increase by 10%. That is also you need to keep it. Or you may have some seasonality variations, right? So suddenly COVID has come, the sales have been increased into Amazon.com. Again, COVID has gone, the sales has been decreased, something like that. You need to accommodate all these things into mind and buy this kind of a data warehouse hardware, and you have to keep them ready. Now, all the data every month or every week, you will be able to store them and put them into the data warehousing. So, all the companies are going to be maintaining OLTP machines and OLAP machines. OLAP means data warehousing machines. Clear, guys? So, your refrigerator will be your OLAP. So, the fresh vegetables are going to be you're bringing from the shop. whatever be the shop that is there, that is what is called OLTP, where you have the fresh vegetables. But when you go and keep them in the refrigerator, it will become a old and the old stock it is. Now, what is a data warehouse and what is a uh, OLTP? Let us understand these two things are very, very important. So OLTP means online transaction processing computers. Okay, it could be any application, but this application has to process your transaction. What is a transaction in Telugu? Transaction means lava devi in Telugu. Whatever you do, for example, you go to the bank, deposit the cash, that is a transaction. You come to goonlinetrainings.com, you inquire, sir, my name is Jashwant. I wanted to join your Power BI course. Now, my team will ask you, tell me your phone number, where are you calling from, give me your email ID. So that is a transaction. You have booked a flight, transaction. You have cancelled a flight, transaction. You are inquiring something, a transaction. You wanted to book IRC flight ticket, train ticket, whatever you do, either booking a flight, canceling the flight, both of them are the two transactions. Clear? So whenever you do any transaction today, the transactional data will be fresh data. Clear? The application may be SAP application, Android application, phone pay application. Phone pay is a OLTP application. It may be Java application, .NET application. Whenever you make a payment, it is the fresh data going to be stored somewhere. What is the amount? Who has sent, who has received, and blah blah blah. All the data is going to be received. So OLTP application means any kind of an application. It could be Android, Java, SAP, X, Y, Z, doesn't matter. That is storing the business data and the fresh data. Okay, so this is going to be used to run the business. Why the OLTP computers or OLTP? To run the business. For example, I wanted to go to Amazon.com today and buy some product. Amazon in India. I wanted to go and buy some laptop today. What kind of a laptop I would like to buy for this computer? Laptop, Lenovo I am wanted to buy because I'm using Lenovo past 10 years. So my faculty told me, you buy this kind of a configuration for the Power BI. What is the configuration? Any Core i3, i4, i5, any processor except Celeron processor, and 4 GB is enough, but 8 GB and blah blah blah. Minimum 256 GB of hard disk, but and Windows 11, blah blah blah. I would like to buy this. Whenever I am buying this, this laptop. So what I am done, I am going to be. So I am in India. I wanted to buy a laptop. This is my computer. Using my computer, I clicked on www.amazon.in. So I'm going to be connecting to this server. This is my laptop. I am connecting to OLTP server. This may be developed using a .NET. I don't know whether it is a .NET application, Java application. Why do I know? I wanted to simply buy one product. I will simply go. I do some change. I do some, purchase. So immediately one row, some data will get added like that. People are buying and buying, buying and buying, buying and buying. All the data will come to the .NET and it is going to be stored. But remember, one day this server will be very big, but one day this will be full. Clear? Either today or tomorrow or after 1 year or 2 years, someday, even that is a bigger computer, one day it will get full because people are buying and buying, buying and buying. All the data will come here, all the fresh data, wherever it is sitting. Because when you buy a transaction, it is a fresh data is going to come. So OLTP means it is not Java or it is a .NET. Wherever you are storing a fresh data, that kind of an application is called as a OLTP application. OLTP means a fresh data to run the business. So Amazon is getting the data from the OLTP apps only. It may be Java, .NET, Android, we don't know, right? But this data they will be getting in the small sizes. So what is the capacity they will use? Less than terabyte. So this data may be GBs of data they store or less than terabyte, or every month you assume that they are getting 500 GB of data. Okay, so if they keep 1 terabyte of hard disk here, that is more than sufficient, because they're going to be keeping only 500 GB or 600 700 GB of data. This data comes from the end user. End user means I am the end user of the company, Amazon.com. I would like to buy. I am not related to Amazon. I'm the one user. I would like to buy the product from Amazon. I'm the end user, and more users are connected, and very much users, more users are going to be connected. You're buying, I am buying, everybody is buying and buying, buying and buying. So all the data is going to be stored in the server. The computer is called as OLTP computer, or called as online transaction computer. Now people may ask you, do you know any OLTP application in this world? Are you using any OLTP? This is the interview question. Yes, you can tell them that yes, I'm using OLTP. Phone pay application is OLTP. Airtel recharge, IRCTC, flight booking, bookmyshow.com. Anything that you're using today as an end user, that will be OLTP. OLTP application or OLTP server. OLTP means which stores the fresh data. But now you tell me, after 1 month or after 1 year, the server will be full. What will you do with this data? This is old data. Last year you have booked lot of flight tickets. Last year you have done lot of transactions in the bank. This computer in the bank will be full today. What should I do? You want me to increase the hardware? No, no, no. The bank application, what they do, they take all this data and they keep all the data into one more server directly. The server is called as a data warehousing server. Remember, all the data they will be able to push into the one more computer. The computer is called as a data warehousing computer. Remember this. So from here, all the data will come here, and this will be empty. This data is there. This is full now. All the data will come. Then what they do? They'll go back and they'll empty the server. Okay, like that. Every month, this computer is getting full, and this computer from the US, everything is getting getting full once in a month, or once in a 3 months, once in a 4 months. All the data, what they do, they will take the data from here, they'll be dumping into one more bigger server. You will be getting month by month, month by month, layer by layer, layer by layer. The old data will come to this computer. This is called as a OLAP computer. OLAP means online analytical processing. Now you can understand, which is going to be maintaining historical data. Now we have to talk about one more guy. OLTP is going to be storing fresh data. OLAP means online analytical processing. Analytical means old data. It is not a fresh data, which is a historical data of the company. అర్థమవుతుందా? Historical data. So using this, you're not going to be running the business. If you wanted to improve the business, I wanted to analyze the data, then I wanted to improve my business, I'm going to be using data warehousing and OLAP, because OLAP is going to be having all the data from the day one onwards. It is not a small size data, it is a large size data that you have. So every month 500 GB, 12 months of data. I told you it will be 6000 GB. 1 year it will be 6 terabytes. 1 year into 10 years of data, approximately 60 to 100 terabytes of data it will be there. Clear? It will be 60 to 100 terabytes of data that I want to accommodate here. If I wanted to accommodate this much of a data, definitely I need to have this much of a capacity of data. I have to store it. That is what we need to understand. So here normally we are going to be storing what is the data size, terabytes of data that you're going to be maintaining. Okay, olden days. So 10 years back, what is the average data warehousing size? It was up to 14 terabytes only. Why? Because if you go more than 14 bytes, the hardware was not supporting that time. Okay, hardware was getting slowly. Now, because of the hardware and new technologies, they're having up to 100 terabytes of speed also nowadays because technology is increased. What is the average capacity of the data warehousing in modern days? It is 100 terabytes. But if you go back 10 20 years back, maximum they could store only up to 14 terabytes, right? But if you have more and more data, the even data warehouse is also getting increased, the size is more, what will happen? It will be completely not giving you good performance because of today's hardware. We can accommodate, maximum, the data in the 100 terabytes up to this. That is what we're going to be doing in this currently in the OLAP. So large data size that we're going to be having in this. Clear? So Vaibhav, I think, asked this question. Yes, you can accommodate. That is the capacity we can have. So not more than that. 100 terabyte is bigger size today, but olden days it up to 14 average size of the data warehousing. Now, end users are not connected because you cannot see the old data of the company. So, who's going to be using? It will be the business user. Business means the Amazon management wanted to see. Amazon management wanted to see the all the managers of the company will see the data from the OLAP system. They will analyze, okay, last 10 years of data we have, and let me analyze how was the sales in India for last 10 years for Apple iPhone, how was the sales for the furniture category, or how is the sales for this one, that one, because I can analyze the data. Complete data is here. I can take any decision clearly. But here I will not have the complete data. I may have any latest data, last 1 year data, or last 1 month data, or last 2 years data you will be maintaining here, but not more than that. If we have only less data, you cannot analyze the company clearly. Right? For example, you know me, I know me very well last 1 month or 6 months. Now you have to know about Bhaskar Jogi sir. What is that? You will say Bhaskar Jogi sir is a nice man. That is what you think because you know me last 1 month. But if you see my complete biography, if you see the complete history of my data, I was an Naxalite. I was a terrorist, and after that I released. Lot of things would have been happened. If you read the complete data, then only you can analyze. So why companies have to maintain the history of the data? Because if you have the complete data, then only you can analyze the data. Otherwise, by seeing 1 month data or 1 day friendship, you will not be able to analyze a guy or the friend or the man. If you wanted to go for the bride or a bridegroom, why is that we'll say, I wanted to know about his friends, I wanted to know about his other family relatives, because that guys know about the bride or bridegroom. So we, if you wanted to analyze somebody, it could be business or it could be bride or bridegroom, you have to have the data from day one to till date. Then only we can take the proper decision. So that is the reason why the company business users have to, the business management means CEO, CFO, board of directors, managers, all the people will be put together. How many people will be there in Amazon? Some 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people. So they are very less users when you compare with this. You have more data, but who's going to be using this OLAP data? OLAP data is called as a data warehousing data. Clear? So this data, the purpose is to analyze the data from day one to till today, but this purpose is to run the business. Every time you get the data, dump or load the data into this. So what you do, you take the data from here, you will be loading into here, and this server will be empty. Again, you take the fresh copy of the data. I'll give you a simple example. You don't have the water at home and you're dependent on the municipality water. So what normally you do? Morning 6 o'clock the water comes. So you and your brother, sister, mother, everybody will go collect the water in different places. So you may carry a silver bucket, steel bucket, or plastic bucket. All these are buckets. You think like that. What is the capacity of the bucket? 30 to 40 liter capacity. So you carry this is a bucket. Your morning 6 o'clock water comes and this bucket is full. What you do? You take the water and dump it here. And again, your sister, your mother, everybody is carrying the buckets, 4 buckets, and the buckets are full. They're going to be coming here and dumping the water. and again they'll go back with the empty bucket. So wherever they're catching the initial data, initial water, that is a fresh water or the fresh data. What is the capacity of this bucket? Maybe 30-40 liter. Why can't you maintain a bigger bucket here? Why can't you maintain 200-liter capacity? It will be very, very difficult for you to maintain this bigger hardware. If you maintain 200 terabyte of hard disk and bigger data here tomorrow, this guy is not going to be giving you good performance to this guy. When you have a large amount of data, and what will happen when you are working, you would like to work for, you would like to look for Lenovo laptop, the server is having large amount of data. Well, first day it will be very fast, but after some time it will be very slow, because large amount of data this guy is carrying. That is not the way. You always carry 30-40 liters of buckets only. When it is full, you're going to be dumping the water and come back here. That is how it is going to be happening. But one day one of your friend told, why are you manually lifting the water and putting into your drum? This is what is called your drum or the tank. You think like that. This is a drum or the tank. 30-40 liter capacity, it may be 5,000 liter capacity or 1,000 liter capacity. You can maximum, 10-15 days of water you can accommodate. 10-15 days of data you can accommodate. Instead of manually you dumping the water, so what your friend told, you buy a motor pump. Can we buy a motor pump and use it or not? So I can buy any motor pump. So this motor pump is, you can connect it to your buckets or the tank, anything you can connect, and it will be able to push that data into your tank, right? So this motor pump is called as your ETL. Okay, this is what is called SSIS from Microsoft, right? You have Havells motor pump. This is also Havells, and this is iFlow, Texmo, Samir. Lot of pumps are available, but all of them are the motor pumps like that. We have SSIS and we have ADF. This is a cloud based. This is on-premises based. Both are from Microsoft. And this is one more company. We have a data stage, that is also ETL software from one more company. It is IBM companies. It is IBM company's ETL software. We have a Texmo, one more company, ETL. We have, Informatica. అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా? So you have a lot of companies are available to perform the ETL operation. We have Informatica, Data Stage, we have ADF, SSIS, any one ETL tool one can use. It is your data pumping. It is going to be pumping the data, or it is dumping the data from one place to another place. So ETL is called as your pumping units or the pumping devices. So what it is going to be pumping? Data. You have also one ETL device in your body. Can you tell me what is your ETL device? It is pumping your blood. That is your heart. Heart is also ETL. It is pumping the blood from one place to another. అర్థమవుతుందా? So you have a staging area also. The blood will get cleaned in the kidney. Kidney is called staging area. Clear? From the kidney, the blood will be taken by the pumping machine called a heart. Heart is pumping the blood to your brain and other parts of the body. So you need to understand like that. So all the data directly will not go there. So you need to remember every time all the data will be going like this. It will go from here to here, from here to here, here to here, then from here to here it will go. Clear? But one day my mother told me, hey Bhaskar, the water is okay, but I don't think so. This is a cleaned water. Then what I do? I have to buy one more tank here. So the one more tank is called a staging server. One more drum I'm going to be buying. So what you do? I buy one motor pump. I get the this water. I'll be pumping it here. I'll be cleaning the, I'll be putting a lot of reverse osmosis, boiling the water, cleaned water from again using one more motor pump. From this place to this place it will go. So this is what is called one more tank, and this is what is called a staging area or a temporary area where you're getting the initial water, cleaning it in the staging area. Cleaned water will be taken from this motor pump. This is also one more motor pump. This motor pump will load the data to this tank. This tank will be where you have going to be cleaning the water. The cleaned water using this motor pump is going to be dumped onto your entire where the final tank. The final tank is called a data warehouse. So data warehouse is going to be taking every month data, every week's data from here. So OLTP to OLAP data will be flowing every time. So now you have the data in the data warehousing here. So what you do, you have the data you have to store and you have to process, right? Without processing, you cannot take a decisions, right? For example, I have a large amount of data here. So for example, I have 10 comma 20. To understand purpose, I'm taking only two numbers. 10 comma 20 I'm taking. These are the two numbers I have. So this is used to store the data. Who's going to be used? Data warehousing is going to be used to store the data. But I wanted to process the data in order to understand many things. What is the processing means? I wanted to know what is the total. 10 plus 20 equals to 30. 30 is a processing. I wanted to do some kind of a summing. So processing, I have to do it. So processing, who can do it? There is a one more application called SSAS. That application is going to be processing. We are going to be creating a cube. I will tell you, this is what is called your refrigerator. You have a lot of vegetables, but if you have only vegetables, can you eat the vegetables? No, 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 no. It is a raw vegetable, raw data, but cleaned vegetables are available. You have to go to kitchen and process the vegetable. So what is your kitchen now? The kitchen is your SSAS application. You have to go and process this. So you need to go to kitchen and process. Now what is SSAS application? It will take and it will say what is the total capacity, total sales had happened. What is the minimum sales 10? What is the maximum sales 20? What is the average sales 15? So lot of aggregations one more guy has to do. That guy is called as a SSAS. Now tell me, I am talking about only two numbers, but do you think that you will have only two numbers in the data warehousing? You will have billions of numbers. Sales of Amazon.com. You buy large amount of sales data to the Amazon.com every month. 1 million, half a million rows are going to go. Now thinking about every month, every annum data, it will be billions of data. It will be billions of data that I have to process. Now you take 10 numbers and try to do some operation with the help of your own brain. It will take some time. Normally we use a calculator, but calculator can do for 100, 200 records. But if you have billions and trillions of records, who's going to be doing the summing? Because Amazon company wanted to know what is the sales in India last 10 years. Only one question will have a lot of rows to process. అర్థమవుతుందా? It is not a small data that has to be processed. So data warehousing is just like your refrigerator. It is going to be storing only the data. Remember, it is a database technology. Database means data storage. It is database means what? Data storage. So you cannot ask data warehouse to process the data, and you need to have one more application. That application need to be installed in one more computer. You may have one more computer. So in that you may be installing SSAS, and it is going to be creating a lot of aggregations, a lot of totals. Okay, so you have prepared the food. So what after that, what you do? Guest need to have the food. He will not come to kitchen. What you need to do? You need to serve him whatever he likes it. You take a plate and you garnish, you neatly organize the food in the plate. You take the data from here, and what you do? You are going to be taking a plate. So where you are going to be giving whatever he needs. So this is what is called your reporting. Reporting is your plate. Okay. So you may use Power BI, or you may use a Tableau, or you may use SSRS, or you may use your Excel also. Anything you can use. Clear? So you have to store the data, you have to process the data. processed data has to be displayed. So reporting means data rendering in the understandable manner. So in the plate, neatly they organize the food, they will give it to you, because you cannot take all the food at a time. You will take a little food, but neatly they will garnish and they'll decorate the food. They will be serving it to you. This food is nothing but your report. The reports are going to be prepared like this. These reports are given to whom? To the decision maker of the company. That means these reports will be going to your management. So Amazon CEO, Amazon CFO, Amazon manager, sales manager, marketing manager, all the people will take the thousands of reports. So they will take the decisions. అర్థమవుతుందా? So these people are called as a decision makers. They'll ask you thousands of reports every day, every month. I need this report, I need that report, I need this report. So every time, so once in a month or once in a week, this report, this data will go here. Every week, if you wanted to have last week data, every midnight Sunday, this data will be going with the help of ETL to here, and you will be able to create a, today is Monday you will be able to create the fresh reports, because last week data is arrived. So the fresh reports are going to be automatically created. These are going to be delivered to the decision makers. These people will understand what is the last week business. They'll compare last week business with the before week business, and they'll compare this year this week and last year this week business. This is a parallel period comparison. Or quarter one sales, quarter two sales, quarter three sales, quarter four sales, January sales, February sales, August month got over, August month complete sales versus last year August month sales, right? So this is going to be having last 10-20 years of data. So these people are going to be asking you thousands of reports to create. So you will be able to create the reports with the help of not only one application. You have to work with the SSIS, you have to work with the staging, you have to know ETL, you have to know data warehousing, you will be able to create SSAS, and later you will be able to create a Power BI reports. Clear? So this is what is called data analytics or business intelligence. Get the raw data, clean the data, store the data, and process the data, create a reports and give the reports, so that they can analyze the business and they will be able to improve their business, is called as a business intelligence or data analytics. Now, in order to prepare this beautiful reports, a lot of circus you have to do. Get the data, clean the data, then put the data, store the data, and process the data. Then only you create a report. Create a report will be very, very easy. Creating a Power BI report, I told you anybody can do that. So, but what is difficult part? Getting the data from here, from here, and storing the data, cleaning the data, apply transformation. This is what is called data preparation. So data preparation is very, very complicated stuff. What is data preparation? Get the data from different sources, clean the data, put the data, and keep the data here and process the data till processing. That is what is called a data preparation. Data preparation is called as a data engineering. Clear? Data preparation is called as a data engineering. So people will be saying data engineering, data engineering. So data analytics means two things you need to understand. Data analytics is also called as a business intelligence. It is what is called as a data preparation, or it is also called as a data engineering. Many people will be talking about data engineering, means get the data, clean the data, store the data, process the data, then create a report. Now, create report will be very, very easy, and this activity will be very, very toughest. And if you wanted to know data engineering, so what all you have to know? You have to know SQL, you have to know ETL, you have to know data modeling, you have to know DAX, blah, blah, blah. You have to know data warehousing to store the data. To create a reporting, you just learn Power BI, or Excel is also one kind reporting tool, or SSRS or Tableau. So what is very, very difficult part? 60-70% of the time you will be able to busy with this work. Remaining 20-30% of the time you are going to be working on the reporting side. Clear? So what is a data engineering means? getting the data, cleaning the data, storing the data, processing the data. Then you create a report and show the data. So reporting will be very, very easy. So data engineering, many times you say, I wanted to learn data engineering. Means you learn what? SQL and ETL. You may learn SSIS and ADF. That's it. And data warehousing concept, you can become a data engineer. They'll say big data engineer. Big data means you're going to be learning Hadoop ETL, Hadoop, data storing, blah, blah, blah. That's it. So data engineering is a difficult activity. It is getting the data, cleaning the data, storing the data. I will tell you a simple example. You wanted to prepare a pizza or the chicken biryani for 1,000 guys, 1,000 people, 1,000 packs. Now tell me, what is the difficult activity? For 1,000 people, you have to get the chicken, you have to get the rice, you need to get the spices, grind them. So, get them first. You need to go to, sample the rice, sample the chicken, sample the, all the spices, get the spices, clean them, get the rice, clean them for the 1,000 people, get the chicken, clean them, cut them, then put them, marinate them, then add curd. It will take a lot of time. So before 10 days, you need to start, not today. 10 days before you need to start to get the rice bags. You need to clean them for 2 days, get the chicken, cut the chicken and get the spices 1 week before, clean them, dry them and put them in the, sun and fry them, then again grind them, soak them. So this will take 10 days time, but everything is ready. The If you wanted to make a biryani today, the chef is going to be coming at morning 7 o'clock. He will be taking all the marinated items, and within 2 hours he can cook the food for 1,000 people. He will say, "Hey, biryani is ready." Biryani is ready. Preparing a report can be done just 2 minutes, but to create a report, you need to do a lot of big circus. To prepare that biryani, it will take only 3 to 4 hours. The chef can prepare the biryani for you, but to get the raw material, it took for you 10 days. And many people have helped you to do that, but reporting only one chef and two assistants came. They have, cooked the food, cooked the biryani in 10, in 1 hour or 2 hours or 4 hours. Lunch is ready by 12 o'clock afternoon. Now you tell me which one is very, very difficult. Food preparation is difficult. Food cooking is very, very easy. Clear? So you may be working with the data engineering plus the reporting. If you can get into data analytics, or simply you can read the reporting, but you are 30% ready if you learn only Power BI. But if you wanted to learn everything, means you have to learn all these things. So we are going to be teaching you SQL Server completely, and we are going to be teaching you Power BI, and with the DAX we are going to be teaching. So you need to make the payment for this. So this will be for September and October month. You will be learning these two skills. Clear? So next month, in the month of November, you will be able to get SSIS, and you need to make the payment for SSIS. Data warehousing will be free for you here. Right? So it will be 7 days classes, means 7 hours classes will be there, and this will be 25 hours of classes will be there for 1 month. It will be paid course, and these are the videos you're going to be learning. 45 hours videos and paid course, and this will be live classes will be there, and these are only videos. Clear? So live classes will be there. 45 classes you will be having. 45 hours from today you will be taking this course. So you have to make the payment for SQL Server and Power BI, and I'm going to be giving SSAS will be for 5 hours. Classes will be for free. Clear? So you will be able to get everything. This one, if you know SSA is this, a SQL Server, Power BI with the DAX, this is ready. Only reporting in SQL, but you need to learn the ETL as well. ETL is important for the data engineering. SQL is important to perform the data engineering, and you are going to be learning all these things, and these are the free. Apart from that, one project is for free. One free project is included, that is on Amazon.com, and CV preparation is free, which is going to be included. Interview questions are going to be shared on the regular basis. At the end also, I will be sharing and I will be explaining how to tell about your project, and I'll be sharing all the videos, everything we are going to be giving you for free. So there is no charge for the interview preparation assistance. Clear? It will be included by default. Now you have to make the payment only for this. So these two courses now in the month of November, you have to make the payment for this and you can continue. But all these things are important. In demo number one, I showed you many companies are asking not only Power BI. If you know only Power BI, you are 30% ready for the industry. Okay, so that is where the failure is going to be happening. Many people will come and tell me, sir, my son learned Power BI, he's not getting any job. So he doesn't get job because only 30% knowledge he has it, remaining things he has to know it. So I'll take 2 minutes of time. So this is what is the complete final demo. From tomorrow, you are getting one more meeting ID. This is the free demo. Last demo got over. From tomorrow, you will be able to get the paid meeting IDs only. Make sure you're going to be connecting with me from tomorrow. The fees details and everything will be given by these teams, and any people joined today means they need to fill this form. If you joined freshly means you need to fill the form. Fee details will be given by my team. You need to call them after 10 o'clock today. This is the data you need to fill it up if you are joined freshly today. This is the link I'm giving in the chat window. You take this, open the form, give your email address, full name, course details. You mention only Power BI. Don't write SQL and everything. Write your city or the country, mobile number, click on subscribe, and you will be able to get the discounted fee when you fill the form. If you don't fill the form, you are not authorized to get the discounts on the fee. Clear? So today's recording class also will be given after 1 hour, and payment links and fee details will be shared by my team. You can just call them, and if you don't get any communication, you can call these numbers, or you can also check your spam, or you can also mail me saying that, sir, I did not get the payment details to make the payment, and please send me. I can also forward the message. And if you have any concerns, or if you want me to talk to you directly, you can send me your phone number to bhaskarjogi@gmail.com or goonline.bhaskar@gmail.com. I will be able to connect with you one to one. So happy learning. From tomorrow, this link is not going to work. So you make the payment, at least some EMI installments are available. You make some initial amount and continue. You will be able to get the new meeting ID from these numbers. If you don't get it, just call them, or you can also mail me. I'll give you a simple example so that you will understand what is your role as a Power BI developer or a BA developer or a data analytics engineer. I will tell you. You go to a hospital, you're a patient, you're not well. You meet the doctor there. Doctor will give you some reports. You need to go to blood report, get me blood test, get me some scanning, gaining everything. By taking that, you will be able to go to laboratory. So laboratory, there is a lab technician. He is going to be collecting your blood samples, your body weight, temperature, BP, sugar, everything. He will be, getting it. So first collecting the blood, putting the storing the blood, processing the blood, and creating a report. That report will be given by the lab assistant or the lab technician to whom the decision maker. Who is the decision maker? A doctor. So you take the report, or report directly can go to the doctor also. Now doctor is the decision maker. He will be able to see the report. He will tell you, you have a typhoid fever, you have a malaria fever. So the decision maker is the doctor. He will ask you what kind of reports he needs it. Like that, what is your role? Your role will be a lab technician role. Get the data, store the data, process the data, create a report. That's it. You will not say why you are getting a fever, you have a malaria fever, or you have a kidney failure. You never say. As a Power BI developer, you never analyze the data. That is not your role. Data analysis is done by the decision maker. Doctor is going to be telling you why the problem is and what is the solution. Also, doctor will tell you. Your role will be a lab assistant role, lab technician role. What is your role? Get the data, clean the data, store the data, create a report. You never analyze the company's data. Remember that. So who's going to be analyzing the data? It will be business analyst. There is a data analyst. We are called as a Power BI developer, or we are called as a data engineer, or we are called as a software engineer, or we are called as a data analyst. Data analyst is going to be creating a report. He is not going to be analyzing the data. That will be given to the business managers who's going to be analyzing the data. Those people are called as a business analyst. They know the business, and by taking your data they can analyze why the sales is less, why the sales is more, blah blah blah. Clear? So you need to understand the differences also. Thank you guys. Any questions, you're welcome now.